Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury from the ArchieLuxury channel, the Paul Pluta channel, and ArchieLuxury Corporate. Guys, keep watching. Keep watching. I need the viewers. I need the viewers. I need the subs. I need it. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell your friends, whether you like them or hate them. Just tell them anyhow. ArchieLuxury on YouTube. Hey guys, it's your pontiff, ArchieLuxury, and I'm making this vid to all the men, young men out there, and I wanna talk to you about this hobby of watch collecting, and I want to talk about some happiness in these COVID-19 wristwatch collecting in COVID-19. And I want to show you, I got a beautiful Patek on my wrist. It's a 5196. It's probably, I think, one of the most beautiful modern Pateks of our time. This is actually it's kind of like a modern interpretation of the original Patek, reference 96. The reference number is 5196. So it even has the last two digits in memory of the original. Of course, the original was 31 mil. This is 37, but it wears bigger. It's actually like a 38. Guys, I want to talk to you. We're going through COVID times. What do we do? And it's really, really hard. The world appears to be completely fight. What do we do? We're men. So I gotta tell you, my honest advice to men out there, whether you're a young man, you're not yet married, or whether you have a couple children and a wife, I want to say this to you. My best advice to you is get yourself a decent wristwatch. That's right, guys. I really want to make this vid. Get yourself a decent wristwatch. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say get yourself a decent wristwatch? And it doesn't have to be a Patek Philippe. You can get yourself a beautiful Omega. You could get yourself a Breitling. You could get yourself a Rolex. You gotta get a decent wristwatch. And I gotta tell you, the whole thing is, guys, let me tell you this. I've been studying the yin and the yang. I studied my ancient history, my modern history, and I gotta tell you, communism, socialism, it doesn't work. As a collective, we're greedy sons of bitches. And extreme capitalism, it doesn't work either. So you gotta have a bit of a mix. Now, my advice is, guys, seriously, you can't have everything. Oscar Wilde said, the biggest, it's so unfair. The biggest injustice is not getting what we want. And the second injustice is getting everything we want. So you got to have a bit of a mix. You got to have a bit of lust for the things. Now, I got to tell you guys, you want to pick yourself up. You want to steer yourself right. See, I'm an old guy. I'm nearly 50. And I've been through a few disasters. A lot of these disasters were self-created. Marriages, relationships, career, my own business. There's a number of things there. And I got to tell you something that I really, really do believe in, and that's to embrace materialism. Embrace materialism to make you happy. Now, the funny thing is, if we take it to an nth degree, it actually starts having a negative effect. You've got to do it within reason. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is this. It's basically 1 or 2 or 3 nice wristwatches. And when I say nice, it's depending on your income level. The call center worker in India, obviously, he'd be looking at a Seiko, an Orient, a Citizen. Whereas the middle class guy in California or in New Jersey, he'd say, well, he wants an Omega or a Rolex. It's all relative. The greedy investment banker, obviously, Patek, Lange, VC. So it's all relative. It's all relative to your pay scale. The reality is, to make yourself happy, you gotta have, I think the optimum number of watches is 3 to 4 watches. That's it. Any more than that, and we've got to borrow money, we've got to sacrifice, we've got to do too much. Any less, we're craving for more, but any more, and we're servicing the debt, and it becomes a bit of a problem. So you've got to be in the middle. So an average man himself, he needs a couple quality watches. He needs a couple quality watches. Should he get sport, dress, casual? What should he get? Whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. He's the one who decides what is hot and what is not. He decides. And that's the whole thing. You've got to realize that if you're fancy, what floats your boat is a gold Patek, well, power to you. If it's a GMT, Rolex, power to you. You got to find what floats your boat. Now, my best advice to you, I've been around the track a few times. I got to tell you, I love automobiles. Automobiles, I absolutely adore. I love them. I love cars. This is my little Alfa Romeo. Gotta be honest with you, they're trouble. Okay? Especially Italian cars. Don't ever be so stupid as to buy an Italian car unless you are super, super rich. El Monster. I gotta tell you. Seriously? Don't put money into cars. Don't put money into fancy-wancy houses. You can get divorced easily. What's gonna happen? You put all your money into a fancy house, and the wifey, she's sick of you occasionally touching up Clarissa in accounts. She's sick of you going for that exotic massage when you were last in Fiji. Just little tidbits. So what does she do? She just slams on, I don't want you, get out of my house, get out. The kids need to stay here, blah, blah, blah. You've been shafted. You've been shafted. So you don't want to put all your money into a house for honey. Okay? Get yourself a decent watch. Get yourself a decent watch. Now the thing is, 1, 2, 3, 4 maximum is the perfect number. Any more than that, and then it becomes too crazy. So a lot of guys out there, they don't have their watch yet. What would I recommend? What would I recommend? And I got to tell you guys, seriously, to start off this treadmill, I reckon a Rolex would be great, but they're so expensive. They are so expensive. Rolexes are dear. They are not cheap. Rolex is not cheap. I'd say an Omega Speedmaster would be a great watch. I'd say a Breitling Navitimer, Breitling Super Ocean Heritage. Those are great watches. Get one. Don't buy it new. If If you can get a Rolex new, that's a different story. But every other thing you should get in touch with. Look at David SW in America. In Australia, look at Vintage Watch Co. Look at Luxuria in Sydney. There's a number of good dealers. European Watch Gallery in Melbourne. There's some great dealers. There are great dealers. And I got to tell you, it's going to make you happy. Your mental health, owning a watch of substance will make you happy. Doesn't matter what goes on. It'll keep you sane in COVID times. It really will. It'll keep you sane. You don't want to have 10, 20, 30. That's kind of gets out of hand. I got to be honest with you. The happiest I was when I had 3 watches. 3 watches. I had a Patek white gold Calatrava, automatic with date. It was a 5107. I had a Datejust 16234 steel with white gold bezel, and it had a silver dial, which I just loved. It was no holes case. And I had a 14270 Explorer 1. That combination, that meal deal, man, I just loved those 3. That was the happiest I was. When I had more, I would savor the more expensive ones and say, oh, I'd better not damage those. I'll wear the beaters. So that's bad thinking. You want to wear everything. It's for your enjoyment and love. Guys, we're in COVID. My best advice to you is buy a watch. Get out there and get a watch. You might have to do a side hustle. Whatever it takes, get yourself a decent wristwatch. It'll make you mentally strong. It'll help you survive these times. Guys, get a watch. Get a watch and then focus on paying down debt. Okay? I gotta tell you, man, you gotta get some watches. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. Get a watch. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what helps you in these tough times. Wristwatch ownerships. I'm the pontiff. That is the advice. See you later. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.